guys, so today's video was a request from you, but you guys asked me kind of like what are nutrition rules that I kind of stick to. At first I was like, what are you talking about? And then I thought, you know, that might be kind of fun just to share kind of what I believe, kind of my philosophy on eating healthy, being active and staying healthy and just eating right. And I'm not gonna say like this is perfect for anyone because obviously what's good for you might not be good for someone else if you have medical concerns or things like that. And this is just what I do to maintain my shape. If you are trying to lose weight, you should exercise more and maybe even more careful about what you're eating. If you're trying to gain weight, you should probably be eating a little bit more and maybe try to do exercise that doesn't burn as many calories. But when it comes to food, my philosophy is we should be eating things that our body was meant to eat. Back in 1492, when Columbus was landing in America and all that sorts of stuff was going on, we weren't eating boxed macaroni and cheese, even though boxed macaroni and cheese is amazing. We were not eating Fruit Loops or Pop-Tarts or things like that. So my thoughts are, if it's not something that's been in our diet since the beginning that our body was built to live off of, why should I be ingesting that? And I will admit, I'm guilty of eating mac and cheese, eating ice cream, eating bacon. Those are three of the things that I love, and I will eat them once a week. But that's a whole different philosophy, is you should not deprive yourself. I see so many people going and trying to be healthy and eating nothing but raw fruits and vegetables, and that just doesn't work because you love certain things and you have to give in sometimes. So I guess my first kind of thing that I try to stick to is letting myself enjoy the little things in life that I love to eat. I love going out, I love eating certain things, but I try to make sure that I balance that so that if I'm eating 10% of bad things, 90% of what I'm eating is good and healthy for me. And I was a vegetarian and a vegan, and when I was a vegetarian and a vegan, I thought, oh my gosh, I am so healthy, I'm not eating meat, I'm not eating the nitrates found in meat, but I was eating the vegetarian or vegan boxed mac and cheese from Amy's that had like soy rice or whatever. Or I would like be eating the vegetarian, vegan, dairy-free cookies. And it's like, even though that I was cutting out those nitrates in meat, I was still eating boxed packaged stuff. Especially recently, I've been really trying to just focus on eating what my body is supposed to be putting into itself. And I've noticed differences in the way I feel, in my skin, in every single day. Things are just, I feel better, I look better, it's kind of amazing, and I've really been trying to focus on that. But the main philosophy is, if we didn't have it back then, why should I be eating it now? For instance, meats. They still had meats back then. They still had different jerkies, and obviously they didn't have beef jerky that was totally totally processed, but they had some natural stuff like that. They ate fish, they ate meat, they eat beef and things like that. Way back when, they did have bread. It wasn't white bread, but it was stone ground. It was whole wheat, like truly whole wheat. And you guys know it's so hard for me to find whole wheat bread. The only whole wheat bread I really eat is either Ezekiel or a couple different brands that are local that I find at Whole Foods. But we had that back then. Fruits, vegetables, cook them up, saute them in some olive oil. Those are things that we had back then. So those are things that I'm happy to eat. Nuts and vegetables and things. And those have kind of been lost in everyday life. Like even my parents, they'll go to Trader Joe's and they'll buy one of those packaged meals. It's like a vegetable medley. But you look at the ingredients, yes, they have cut up vegetables, and actually Trader Joe's is healthier than some other places, but let's say Safeway. My parents go to Safeway and get like the boxed packaged meals, and it says vegetable medley, and it's got like high fructose corn syrup and all sorts of other stuff, and it's like, and so much salt. Oh my God, the salt is out the roof. And you guys know that eating salt is very bad for acne. Salt is good on your skin for acne, but eating salt is not good. But I've been cutting that out, and not only do I feel better, but it's like, if my body was not built for the last 500 years to eat that stuff, why should I be eating it now? So like I said, every now and again, I will eat something that's not healthy for me, but a rule that I really try to stick to is staying true to my roots. The other thing is that I love olive oil, but I don't always cook with it. I don't know the details, but I read somewhere that if you cook olive oil past 200 degrees or past its boiling point, that it actually changes the chemical composition of the olive oil and it can become a toxic fat. So when it comes to salad dressings, when it comes to, putting it on toast or something, totally, I will eat olive oil. It's delicious. But when it actually comes to cooking, I prefer grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is very healthy. It has resveratrol, which is great for anti-aging, but the boiling point of grapeseed oil is 400 degrees, so you can cook it a lot better, and it's better for cooking and frying that food. Not deep frying, of course, but like cooking vegetables and meats and stuff. It's better for that than olive oil because the boiling temperature is higher and it won't change that chemical composition. Something else is like drinks and stuff like that. And like I said, when I was a vegetarian, I would drink the, vitamin water. Oh, I'm so healthy, I'm drinking vitamin water. All that is sugar. And then when I found that out, I was like, oh, I'm gonna drink the vitamin water zero so it doesn't have the sugar. But still, all it is food dye and coloring. So recently I have made a point not to drink anything except for tea and real water. I even used to put like those crystal packets in the water, or I used to get like, Costco's Vita Rain water, stuff like that. And it's just like, I didn't realize it until recently, but that's not healthy. Just because it has no sugar doesn't mean that it's healthy. So I've really made that a point recently, and I've noticed a big change. I also, oh my God, I was a freak with the Safeway carbonated, like flavored waters that were like flavored with citric acid, and I still love them and I still drink them sometimes, but I've tried to cut those out more, and I've noticed it's a lot better for me. And when I want something with flavor, I go for tea, and sometimes I put honey in it, which is really delicious. Tea is amazing, just plain water. Something else that I love to do is like infused waters. I will get fresh basil, fresh lemons, and fresh strawberries and cut them up and put them in water in a big jug container and let them soak overnight. And that way it kind of infuses into the water and you drink it, it has like a flavor. Putting cucumber in your water, things like that. It's almost like natural soda in my opinion, but it doesn't have all those bad things. Is there anything else? I guess there's like fitness philosophies that I have, but as far as eating and diet, nutrition, I've never really been on diets. I don't really believe in diets because if you can go on one, you can go off of one. And, so far I'm blessed that I haven't had to be concerned about that. But for me, it's more just about being healthy. And I guess the main idea is don't count calories, don't do this, don't do that. Do what makes you happy. Give in sometimes to that ice cream or whatever it is that makes you happy, but stop once you've had enough. And really just be true to your roots. Whatever was eaten back then, you should eat now. And I still eat sausages because I feel like we had those back then. Obviously, I'm going to eat the sausages with no nitrates, that are organic, that were farmed, with free-range animals instead of the sausage that's just like packed full of nitrates and, salt and stuff from Costco. But those are just what I do. That's just what I think. And for those of you who have asked, I hope that this helps you. And like I said, recently, like the past month or two, I've been even more, I've been researching more and I've been understanding more about it. So I feel like I've driven deeper into it, and I've just noticed such a huge difference in the way my body functions, in the way I feel. It's just great. So I would definitely recommend this to anyone. Of course, if you guys have medical needs, be sure to talk to a doctor or do what's right for you. But I love you guys, and I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I can't wait to talk to you all soon. And if you can film a video response of like your eating philosophy or what you eat, it'd be great. Even if you eat really unhealthy, talk about it so that at least people can comment and give you tips or tricks or their opinions. But I love you guys, and I cannot wait to talk to you all soon. Love you guys. Bye.